Hey guys, welcome back for the next lecture. In this one, we're going to be sorting and filtering. So what does that mean? Sorting and filtering basically means you want to reorder your data for either from highest to lowest, lowest to highest, alphabetical order, and whatever reverse alphabetical order is, and so on. Okay? Now there's a couple ways to do this. The first most obvious way is to do it manually, which we don't like, right? Because we're lazy. Now, the way you would do this manually is you would create spaces, then you would move the rows up. Let me show that really quickly. Okay, let's go here. All right. You would go, all right, number one, you'd move it up here. Then number two, you'd move it up here, like so. Number three. Okay. Now, imagine you had a really big table. You don't really want to be doing this. Okay? Monday through Friday. All right? You really don't want to be doing this. If you could replace all that with one click, I mean, wouldn't you do it? Right? So, I'm going to show you two ways to do it. And what I've done is, I've created three tables. Now, they're all the same table, and I've created a yellow line to show you that the order remains the same. Now, the first one, we're going to intentionally make a mistake, okay? To show you that if this does happen to you, no big deal. I'll show you why, okay? Now, what you want to do is select the field in which you're going to alphabetize, okay? You can either choose the numbers here, or you can choose the days, okay? Oh, sorry, you won't be able to use the days. You have to choose the numbers, okay? So you select the numbers, and you want to go Home, Editing, Sort, and Filter. Now we want to order it lowest to highest, 1 through 5. So you go Sort, smallest to largest, okay? Now you're going to come up with this window. Now what this is going to ask you is, do you want to sort just the values you've selected, in this case, reorder these and keep these the same order, or do you want to order the whole thing together? So if the 5 moves up, then everything in this row has to also move up, okay? Which is what we want. But what we're going to do is we're going to say no, keep it the same, okay? So the first option is expand the selection, which means yes, I want the entire table to reorder. Or the second one, continue with current selection, which means the only thing that's going to change order are these here, okay? So we're going to do that. Continue with current selection. Now watch what happens to the yellow line going across. You're going to lose the order, as you can see. So what does this now mean? It means this number here is not in the right order. That is supposed to be down here, and everything else is in simply the wrong order, okay? So that's what you don't want to do. You always want to expand the selection if you're working in a table. So let's go to the second example. This time let's do it right. Now let's select the whole thing, okay? Now, one thing I forgot to mention when you're reordering, you have to select the entire thing. Now the reason for that is Excel needs something to refer to that particular column. So it's going to call this the day column, okay, because it's called day. It's going to call this condiments column, dairy and fridge column, pasta, rice, and so on, okay? So what it's going to do though is use that as the key or the indicator, right? But then it's going to reorder everything in this data set and leave the top values the same. Okay, so let's select that again. Oops. Then we want to go Sort and Filter, Sort, smallest to largest. Okay, and there we go. Now notice this has stayed exactly the same, and these have all reordered, as you can see. So all the yellow line has stuck together. And there you go. So that's a cool way to do it. Now the last way is a little bit more advanced, but it has a little bit more functionality, okay? And that's called custom sort. Now the way to do that is, again, select the entire column, right? Now I actually prefer using the custom sort myself because I feel like it gives me a bit more control. So you want to go sort and filter, custom sort. Now you're going to come up with this window here. Now what this window does is it allows you to do multiple sorts, and it just kind of categorizes the information a whole lot better. Alright, so the first column is the sort by column. That is the field in which you're going to alphabetize or to reorder. Now as you can see, all the headings that we have over here, okay, are available, oops, disappeared, gonna do that again, are available in here, as you can see. So we're going to choose the hash column over here. Now, what do we want to sort it on? On values, cell color, font color, and yes, you can reorder based on cell color. That's a really cool function, which we won't be covering in this course, but it's a little bit more advanced. We're going to do values though. And then we want to sort smallest to largest. Okay, then we press OK, and there we go. Now the reason I like doing the custom sort is sometimes when working with big tables, if you use just this function like this, right, and do sort this way, there is always the risk that the whole thing won't reorder. Now the reason that happens is because, and it's really subtle, for the inexperienced person, it's really subtle and it's really easy to miss. I know I have. Okay, oops. Let's bring it back. Now the reason it happens is because right now Excel does this hidden thing where when you build a table, you're actually creating life almost. Excel knows there's a table there, but when you've been using the same file for a while and you're doing things like this and dividing the table and then adding new information in and formatting, you have all these remnants of formatting. And sometimes even in a table like this, Excel will think that this is a table by itself and then the rest of it's a whole nother table. Okay? I don't know if that's the complete explanation, but that's what I see. Right? So it's actually better if you can highlight the whole thing and do a custom sort. At least then you're guaranteed that all the fields are included when you do a sort function. Okay? Alright guys, that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed and got a lot out of it. And I will see you guys next time.